Action to the Hall of Fame Classic Saturday in Rushville, Sullivan Golden Arrows, Evansville Posse, and Seymour. So that's the top 10 of both the boys and the girls. And if you got one of those teams in your neighborhood, get out and watch them. Final few seconds, 45 to be more precise. And our Channel 4 High School game of the week, Bloomington South out in front of Bedford North Lawrence, 66-48. Well, it's been a tough night for Bedford North Lawrence. I don't know how many times they've had guys on the floor trying to keep their dribble. Well, it happened. Here comes number 12 in the lineup for Bedford North, for Bloomington South. And he is nowhere to be found on my roster unless that's Kurt Richardson. No, he hasn't come in yet. He is thinking about coming in. There's a whistle and a turnover. Well, I'm thinking about it. School paper. The Panther Paws put out a special television edition tonight. Very nice paragraph on WTTV, Channel 4, and yours truly. So to the young men and women involved with that paper, I appreciate your kind thoughts and your hospitality here at the school. Bedford North Lawrence, Superintendent Dr. Philip Schaufstahl. Principal is Warren Wagner. Ray Mattis is the AD. Dr. Harmon Baldwin, the superintendent of Bloomington South. Gary Druckmiller is the principal. Jim McMillan, the AD. Georgia Tidd, the girls' sports director. They've all been extremely kind and courteous to us tonight. Final few seconds in this game. It's going to be a Bloomington South win. They'll go to 4-1 on the years. The lead pass to the near side. Shot would not go in, and we go the other way. And the layup is no good at the other end by Freeman. Now we'll come back the other way again. Here's Tony Jackson. He will score. First two for Tony. Final 3 seconds. 2, 1. That's all she wrote. Ball game is over. Basket will not count at the buzzer. It's been wiped off by Richard Enan. Ball game is over. And once South got the lead, they were not to be headed. You see it. They win by 20. We'll be back to wrap things up for you in just a minute here on Channel 4.
Channel 4's high school basketball game of the week is brought to you in part by your Hooks Dependable Drugstore.
Tonight we're at the Hulman Civic Center in Terre Haute for this week's high school basketball attraction here on Channel 4 as the Terre Haute South Braves, 8-3 on the year, having won their last 7 in a row by an average of nearly 15 points per game, play host to the L&M Braves, one of the state's best, with 12 victories in 13 contests thus far, ranked 5th in one poll, 6th in the other, and averaging 84 points per ball game. Hi, everybody. Jerry Baker, courtside of the Hulman Center on the campus of Indiana State University in Terre Haute, Indiana. This is the house that the Bird helped build. Larry Bird played his college basketball here. That's college. We're talking high school tonight. And the guy sitting alongside is Tom Oliphant, the head coach of the Braves of L&M. Tom, everybody over last year and this year has been talking about the Cinderella team, the little team from down south. Are you getting tired of that? You just want to be known as a good basketball team?
Yeah, I think we're a good basketball team. We're no longer a Cinderella team.
Tell me about a couple of ball players. Most clubs have one player that stands out head and shoulder above everybody. You've got a couple, one of which is 34, Tony Patterson. The other is your son, number 44, Jeff Oliphant.
Tony and Jeff both are real fine ball players. Tony's averaging about 23 points a game and about 10 rebounds a ball game, and he's already signed to go to Purdue. Jeff's averaging around 22 points a ball game and about 11 rebounds per game, and Jeff decided the other day he was going to Indiana.
When you're a ball club like you are, with a record like you have and the ratings like you have, everybody's out to get you. Tonight is no exception.
Yeah, we won't surprise anybody this year. Last year we snuck up on a couple of people, but we're not going to surprise anybody this year.
I saw your club play on the Hall of Fame Classic. You have a fine one. Give us a good ball game tonight, Coach.
We will. We plan on it.
Thank you for coming out. Thank you. That is the head coach, Tom Oliphant of the L&M Brave. This guy alongside in the bright red jacket is Pat Rady, the head coach of Terre Haute South. Your ball club started out with a little bit of a problem. You lost 3 of your first 4, but now you've really cranked it on, 7 in a row.
Well, the kids have really come on, Jerry, and we're real pleased the way they're playing, and we hope we can continue tonight because we're going to have a performance like that tonight.
I told Tom that most ball clubs have one player that stands out. He had a couple. So have you. And number 32, Dennis Andrews, who comes from a legendary line of athletes, and 44, Charles Uzzle. Tell me about Dennis.
Well, they both come from good basketball families. Of course, Charles is had a couple brothers that played for Terre Haute South, and when they've had some great teams. So Charles is a junior and Dennis is a senior. Dennis has been coming on the last 4 ball games. Have been all parts of the game, rebounding, improved on his defense, and he's been going to offensive boards real strong.
What have you told your kids about tonight's game? Is this something special? It's on television. That makes it a little different, and it's L&M.
Well, I think that during the season, I think you got to take them one game at a time, and I don't think you can key for any game during the season. I think you got to prepare and try to get ready and use games like this to make yourself ready for tournament time. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, as you know, as you've seen the tournament trails. And I hope you bring us some luck like you did there when I was at Shelbyville there one time.
That's right. We brought you all the way to, what, the semi-state?
Yeah. Mark Kraft hit those 2 free throws there.
That was a great basketball game. Well, listen, congratulations on the season thus far. Thank you for having us over and being our host tonight, and give us a good ball game.
Well, Jerry, you know, you're a good Southern Indiana guy from Southern. I know there's a lot of people from Southern here tonight.
That's right.
Just to see Jerry Baker.
That's probably what it is, I'm sure.
Nice
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
My pleasure. Pat Rady, head coach of the Terre Haute South Braves. Both ball clubs are on the floor. Channel 4 High School basketball game of the week. Terre Haute South and L&M. Should be a good one. Stand by for the starting lineup for tonight's game.
Featuring the 5th ranked in the state and 12-1 L&M Braves. And the 8-3 winners of 7 straight ball games, the Terre Haute South Braves. Here are the starting lineups for tonight's game. First for the L&M Braves, starting at forward, a 6'6" senior, number 44, Jeff Oliphant. Starting at the other forward, a 6'5" senior, number 34, Tony Patterson. At center, a 6'4" senior, number 42, Chad Grounds. Starting at guard, a 5'10" senior, number 20, Rob Flynn. And starting at the other guard, a 5'9" senior, number 10, Riley Padgett. The L&M Braves are coached by Mr. Tom Oliphant, assistant coach Larry Hassler. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the starting lineup for the 8-3 Terre Haute South Braves. Starting at forward, a 6'5" senior, number 32, Dennis Andrews. Starting at the other forward, a 6'1" junior, number 44, Charles Uzzle. Starting at center, a 6'5" senior, number 34, Rod Dowell. At guard, a 5'11" senior, number 30, Jay Rose. And starting at the other guard, a 5'9" junior, number 12, Jeff Walker. The Terre Haute South Braves are coached by Mr. Pat Rady.
Well, there's Pat to the left of your screen. 2 fine coaches, 2 fine basketball teams. There was a sign I saw across the way just moments ago that said revenge. How sweet it is. And what they were referring to was last year, L&M's only loss was to Terre Haute South, 64-56 in the West Vigo Regional. They were 23-1, 7-0 in the Southwestern Indiana Conference, and had 1 loss to Terre Haute South in that West Vigo Regional. The officials for tonight's game are John Adams and John Stump, 2 fine, outstanding referees, and they're going to have their hands full tonight because these 2 ball clubs can play. The main power scoring-wise from L&M comes at the forward spot. Oliphant and Patterson, there are the officials. That's John Adams to the left, John Stump to the right. Oliphant and Patterson averaging 46 points per game for South. Andrews and Uzzle at 34-4. So most of the scoring will come from down low and inside. And I'll tell you what, L&M's not afraid to put it up. First shot of the game is missed, and the rebound comes off to Terre Haute South. South at guard will have Rose and Taylor, Dowell in the middle, Andrews and Uzzle at the forward spots. They've got good speed, not a great deal of height. Dowell is 6'5", as is Andrews. And we'll talk more about Dennis Andrews as the game wears on. I mentioned his bloodline. He comes from a strong group of outstanding basketball players. First 2 points of the game belong to Dennis Andrews, as a matter of fact. He is the top scorer in the club, averaging 17-9.
and he's also the top field goal shooter, hitting 60% from the floor. L&M in their gold, black, and white jerseys and outfits. With the ball inside, stripped away in the first foul of the game. It'll be against Terre Haute South, and Jay Rose will get hit with the first personal foul of the contest. John Adams comes over to make the personal foul call, and they'll say not in the act of shooting, so they'll inbounds underneath their own hoop will L&M. It is Riley Paget getting the starting call at guard. He has started there, as has Archie Elledge, but tonight it's Paget getting the call. Knocked away, good defensive play, but out of bounds. The touch last by Charles Uzzle. And if that name rings a bell, it should. He had a couple of brothers who preceded him here at Terre Haute South, and they were fine ball players. 2-0. Terre Haute South with the lead early in the first quarter of play. Jerry Baker courtside of the Hulman Civic Center in Terre Haute, Indiana. Tapped up, good. Tony Patterson getting his first two of the contest, first tie of the night. It was probably very important for Terre Haute South to stay very close in this ball game early on. L&M's got some firepower. They can blow you out if they get any kind of a lead and get to playing loose basketball. Shot comes off to L&M, off to miss that time from Rod Dowell. Batted away in the middle. Good defensive play that time by Dowell. At the guard spots, L&M is averaging only 6.5 points a game between Flynn and Paget. And Rose and Taylor giving Terre Haute South over 20, almost 21 a game at the guard position. Now that's what you're going to see a lot of tonight, unless South finds a way to block them out of there. Patterson has two, and that was Jeff Oliphant getting his first two of the contest. Patterson at 6'5½", Oliphant at 6'6½". Between them, as I mentioned, averaging 46 points a game. Oh, good head fake outside. Rose lets it go and won't get it. And the rebound on the floor and pulled out by L&M. If you're wondering, L&M is a 1958 consolidation of Lyons and Marco high schools. It's located down in Lyons, Indiana. It's about 60 miles south, a little bit east of here. There's a foul called against Terre Haute South. And they're going to tap 34, Rod Dowell, with personal foul number 1. We'll look at it again. You'll see that Dowell has pretty decent position inside. Here comes the missed shot. Now Dowell will move in and appears to have pretty decent position, and apparently reached over the shoulder that time with the L&M player, and we come back to live action. There's a shot of Dowell with personal foul number 1. They lob it in, and they swing it back outside, and a foul is called again, and apparently on Terre Haute South. Look for John Adams to make the call. It's on 3-0. That's Jay Rose. That's 2 on Jay. L&M probably has the advantage if it comes to going to the bench. They have had some really one-sided games this year and have had a chance to play a number of players. In fact, one game they played 17 players, I believe it was, and 15 of them scored. Fine defensive play that time by Dennis Andrews. Here is the breakaway. Jay Rose going in. Tie ball game. Rose getting his first two. Second time it has been tied. We're at 4-all now with 5:41 to play in the first quarter. Almost a steal. Then the Braves of Terre Haute South cover up well, but they forgot the far side. Now that's where the bucket comes from Rob Flynn. Flynn is averaging only 3.5 points per ball game and only a 48% shooter. But that time he sneaked over on the weak side. They got the ball to him, and he had an uncontested 12-footer. 2-point lead for L&M again. Second time they've been in front. They have trailed by 2-0, tied at 2, then tied at 4. Andrews back down into the hands of Jeff Oliphant. On the break as Patterson comes near side, and a walking violation called on the fast break on Rob Flynn. And that brought L&M head coach Tom Oliphant off the bench to our left. Tom is a graduate of L&M High School and Indiana State University, so it's kind of a homecoming for him. And Pat Rady, the head coach at Terre Haute South, also got his master's degree after picking up a Bachelor of Science degree at Hanover. He had his master's degree here at Indiana State. So a lot of sycamores around this game tonight, including your announcer. Lane violation against Terre Haute South. Both ball clubs a little sluggish getting off the mark early on in this contest. L&M Braves 12-1. That loss came to South Bend Adams in the Hall of Fame Classic at Columbus North High School. That was the first game of the day. And at that time, Adams was ranked number 1 in one poll and number 2 on the other. Tony Patterson, second bucket of the night. Patterson's averaging 23-2, Oliphant 22-8. And Patterson shooting 50% from the floor. It's a 4-point lead now for L&M. That's the biggest lead for either club. 4:20 to play, first quarter. Taylor, left corner to Uzzle, who will take it. And the rebound comes off to Dennis Andrews, back up and good. Andrews getting his second bucket, 4th point of the night. We're going to talk to his dad at halftime. And if the name Arlie and Harley Andrews rings a bell, that's who we'll have on at halftime tonight. Power play in the middle, Jeff Oliphant's second bucket. He and Patterson both with 2 field goals. And that's the one thing the Terre Haute South is going to have to put a stop to, because if the ball goes in low to Grounds or Patterson or Oliphant, South is at a definite disadvantage. We have not seen much of Chad Grounds in this ball game tonight. He's an interesting story. He was out of school all last year with a knee injury. That's Andrews again. Dennis's 3rd field goal. He has 6 of the 8 points now on the scoreboard for Terre Haute South. And it's a 10-8 basketball game with L&M out in front. Here's a great steal. Jay Rose just puts it away. He's got the snowbird. And Rose ties the ball game at 10. Well, he's got great quickness. He's 5'11", a senior, with a 10.9 scoring average. And that's twice now he has stripped the L&M guards. Walking violation called against Jeff Oliphant. Terre Haute South will bring it in again. Dennis Andrews, who is leading now, 6 points for Terre Haute South, has been over 20 points 7 times this year. And in the last 4 ball games has scored 25, 26, 20, and 21. And he's had 28 rebounds in those 4 games, and that's not bad for a guy at 6'5", playing against the big, tall timber of the opposition. Tie ball game at 10 with 2:48 to play, first quarter. Inside the alley-oop, and they got it again. Super play from Dennis Andrews. And a great lob inside that time by Jay Rose. And South takes a 2-point lead. And a walking violation, yes. Good defense that time by Andrews. They got the ball down the left side. They put it down there in the hands of Grounds, and he got bumped a little bit and bobbled the basketball. Tom Oliphant's going to go to the bench already. He will insert into the lineup Archie Ellett at one of the guard spots. 2-point lead. Terre Haute South, they have the basketball. Andrews, far side to Mark Taylor. And Taylor gives Terre Haute South their first 4-point lead of this contest. After being down by 4, they've scored 8 consecutive points and going in front by 4. South is in a man-to-man. That's given L&M some troubles early out of this contest. Grounds getting his first 2 of the contest. Chad, a 6'4" senior with a 14-1 scoring average. Missed all of last year with a knee injury that he incurred in practice. So severe they had to operate on it, and he kept him out of school all of last year. 2 years ago, he averaged 21.8 points and 8 rebounds per game. So you can see what they lost with him not being in the lineup. Here's Dowell. Rebounded by L&M. Quickly up the near side. Here is Flynn. 2 on 3, no advantage on the break, but they still go to Oliphant, and it'll be an offensive call on Jeff. And that's the first on him. So with 1:22 to play in the first quarter, the score is 14-12 in favor of the Terre Haute South Braves, and a timeout has been called. Until Saturday, then 2 more games on the road at North Knox and at Lytton on the 1st. That's a rescheduled game. And the Sullivan Golden Arrows travel to L&M on the 5th of February. So you L&M fans who are hanging around home tonight, many of them are here, are encouraged to get out and back your ball club. There are the turnovers, and that's really a big story of this game. Terre Haute South is shooting 64% to this juncture of the game. Here's the rebound. Handed off inside. That time, actually, Rose had a chance for the shot, turned it down. So the shooting has really warmed up for Terre Haute South, though they missed the last shot, and the turnovers are a major factor. Here is Oliphant moving inside, missing, and the rebound comes off the ground. He's got it. Chad Grounds, second bucket. He has 4. Patterson has 4, and Oliphant has 4. And we had a tie ball game at 14. It's the 4th time it's been tied, and as I told you earlier, I think Pat really would agree. It's awfully important they stay close. There's a great pass again. Same combination. Rose to Andrews. They've run the alley-oop twice. They have scored on it twice. And Andrews now has 5 field goals and 10 points. Neither ball club's been to the line yet, or there have been some body bangings going on underneath. Here it is to Patterson. Lost it away and got it back. Archie Ellett is heard from for the first time in the contest. He's the young man who came in replacing, I think, Riley Padgett at one of the guard spots. Yeah. So Ellett is in there. And Usla goes to work outside. Well, they got to have some scoring from Charles. He's a 6'1" junior, averaging 16.5 per. And that's the first time we've heard from him. Shot at the buzzer, just off the rim by Jeff Oliphant. So it's been a good first quarter of play with our Channel 4 High School basketball game of the week. We're coming to you from Terre Haute, and it's 18-16. The South Braves lead the L&M Braves. The 1st of February. Always we encourage the folks to be out and back their ball club. There's the field goal percentage in the first quarter. And Terre Haute South has stayed in the game by virtue of that outstanding shooting percentage. L&M controls the tip. They have 3 players at 4 points, Brown, Patterson, and Oliphant, and then 2 from Flynn and 2 more from Archie Ellen, who came off the bench, so they get 2 points off the bench. They work it inside, and it may be a walking violation again. Indeed it is. They got it to grounds, and I'm not real sure what South is doing right now, except playing good aggressive defense. That's at least 3 times, as you look at Tom Oliphant, that they've got the ball to the guy they want to handle the basketball, and for one reason or another, he has given the ball up on the traveling violation. 2-point lead for South. 20 seconds gone in the second quarter, and South has the basketball. Here's a guy that hurt him in the first quarter, Dennis Andrews. He's the top scorer with 10, and he moves strong to the baseline. This time it's too hard. The rebound comes off the grounds across the way. That's the second time they left Flynn open in the corner, that time a little further out. And Robb, a 5'10" senior, has scored 4 points. That's already above his scoring average of 3.5 per contest. We're tied at 18. That's the 6th time it's been tied. Usla trying to untie it, can't. Ball is batted free. Usla slaps at it and can't get it. Here come the Braves of L&M. Quickly up court, they got Flynn again. And Rob Flynn, who somehow magically appears along that right side baseline, almost unnoticed, gets his second consecutive field goal, and Flynn has 6 points. South has yet to go to the bench. Here's the turnaround out front. Rimson comes out of there, and the rebound off to L&M. After Jay Rose had to go way down inside and come flipping out of there. Patterson down low, and this time it's taken away from Rob Flynn. And here come the Braves of Terre Haute South. Good pass. Here's Uzzle. Charles Uzzle looks a great deal, in my mind anyway, like his brother Will, who played on the 1977 state finalist team. Other brother Chip was on the 82 semi-state runner-up team, both at Terre Haute South. Good ball players. Good position on the near side, and the rebound yanked out by Jay Rose. High ball game at 20. Out of bounds, and 2 L&M. I have mentioned Dennis Andrews. Here's a substitution now for Terre Haute South. Their first, John Snowden, a 6'2" junior with a 1.5 per game coming in, replacing Andrews. Dennis's dad is Harley Andrews, who played for Terre Haute Gerstmeyer, and Howard Sharp, a good friend of mine, who may even be here tonight. I know Sharp here watching or something. He's coaching in the area. And Harley and twin brother Arlie will be our guest at halftime tonight. We'll talk to those guys for a couple of minutes. Here's a foul, and an obvious one, on Mark Taylor, the first for him. There's Taylor. You look at it again, and you'll see that's a pretty easy foul call to make. Here's the shot on the way by Patterson, and he gets banged at the wrist and also on the body. Timeout will be called by L&M. The Braves want to talk to head coach Tom Oliphant. Tie ball game at 20, 5:47 to play in the first half. Terry Baker with the high school basketball game of the week. Back bit, they're still above 50%. L&M has brought its shooting percentage up to 50%. It's Tony Patterson. Tony against Union this year had 32 points, 15 rebounds. And against the north side rival here in Terre Haute, the Patriots of Terre Haute North, he had 27 points and 14 rebounds. So he can really, when he gets it gone, hit you in a hurry. He has 5, now 6 points. Good free throw shooter at 81%. That's the first time anybody's been at the free throw line in this ball game tonight. 22-20, L&M is out in front by 2. Game has been tied 7 times. Shot goes over the board and out of bounds. The shot that time from John Snowden. You can't expect the ball club to hit 60% for an entire 32 minutes. But South is going to have to shoot well because they aren't going to get very many second opportunities based on the size differential on the floor. Of course, then again, maybe L&M won't get many second opportunities. Rebound that time by John Snowden. Each club has substituted once. Good quick stutter step by Rose. Here's Uzzle, 17-footer. And Charles with a half a dozen points. This ball game is tied at 22. Terre Haute South is not in the ratings, but they have played well, especially of late. Good position by L&M on the rebound. Second tip-up is good by Jeff Oliphant. After Archie Elliott missed it, Oliphant picks up points number 5 and 6 on his third field goal. South won their opening game over Bloomington North by 13, then lost consecutive games to Bloomington South and Ben Davis. Both are rated. Here is Uzzle getting his 8th point of the contest. Then they were beaten by Jasper in overtime. Since then, they have run off consecutive wins over Sullivan, Evansville Mater Dei, Cathedral of Indianapolis, Washington of Indianapolis, Bedford North Lawrence, North U, and Evansville Central. Last 2 wins coming over the weekend. Rebounded by Patterson. Won't go, and a whistle and a foul. It'll be against Terre Haute South. And it is shooting violation, I believe. John Stump comes over to make the call, I believe, on 34. If you look at it again and watch the body contact of 34, Rod Dowell, as he picks up his second personal foul. There it is right there. Cut him in the head. So back to live action. And Patterson goes to the free throw line. Tony just came from there. Hit 2 out of his first 2 attempts. As I mentioned, 81% shooter. Got a couple of opportunities. As a team, L&M shoots 75% from the line. Now here comes Andrews back in the game. Snowden will go out. John Lees with no points. Andrews comes back in with 10, all scored in the first quarter. So here's Patterson again. He has signed a national letter of intent to play with Gene Katie's Purdue Boilermakers. And if Gene is tuned in tonight, I imagine he's doing a little bit of wishing he had him up there right now. Purdue got by with a win last night at Northwestern, thanks to Troy Lewis's shot, final seconds of the game. Jay Rose, his 6-point, third field goal, 26 tie. Either team able to get more than a 4-point lead at this juncture of the contest. They got it inside, and maybe a walking violation it is again. Jeff Oliphant had the move to the hoop, and his father Tom not particularly happy with that. That's about a half a dozen walking violations so far that have been called against the L&M Braves. Terre Haute South was 24-2 last year. They lost to Floyd Central 70-63 in the Terre Haute semi-state, but they won the most regular season games in the school's history, 19. And they set a school record for the most wins in a row, 23. Lob pass up court, Flynn couldn't hang on. Out of bounds to L&M, to Terre Haute South. 3:33 to play in the first half. There's Tom, coached at Union High School for 3 years as an assistant, 9 years at Worthington, 7 of those as the head coach, won 64 and lost 87. His career record coming into the year is 87 and 88. He's going for his 100th career win tonight. He's 99 and 89 over his coaching career. Room outside, and knocking it home is number 14 for Terre Haute South, Mark Taylor. Second bucket for Mark, and a 2-point lead now for the Braves of Terre Haute South. They're going to make a switching, a substitution change. Now is L&M. They lob it inside and a foul, and it'll be against L&M. And it looks like it's on Jeff Oliphant. And if it is, that'll be number 2 on Jeff. It is on him. In fact, he has committed both the fouls for L&M. Flynn will go out, and Riley Patchett comes back in for L&M. Terre Haute South with a chance to move back into a 4-point lead, which would equal their biggest lead of this basketball game. Neither club's been able to shake the other. Do it away. South is a ball club that tries to play the perimeter and then cut somebody through, as witnessed the Dennis Andrews alley-oop passes, both which have been very successful. And of late, L&M has forced him to go outside with a perimeter shot, and they have not had as much success as early in the game. Now South appears to have gone into a zone. And indeed they have. South bench wanted another walking violation. Here's Patterson. Rebounded by Grounds, and a whistle and a pushing off foul under the hoop, and it's maybe on Andrews of Terre Haute South. And it'll be the first on Dennis. So look at it again. There's number 32 at the bottom of your screen who picks up the personal foul. And it has been a bruising contest under the hoop all night long. We come back live, and there is Dennis. His father, Harley, was the 1953 Trester Award winner. Harley was on the All-Star team 1 year, and Harley the following year, even though they were twins. And of course, Uncle Harold was a year behind them. And boy, if you ever watched basketball in the 50s in the state of Indiana, those names ring a bell for you. Chad Grounds Fifth point. First time he's been to the free throw line in this contest. 81% shooter. Tie ball game at 28. That's 10 ties in the game. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to play. First half. Charles Uzzle. Uzzle was cooled off in the first quarter with just 2 points and a field goal. He's added 8 more in the second. His average is 16.5. He has 10. 2-point lead for the Terre Haute South Braves at 30-28. Cutting across the lane is Patterson. He is bumped unintentionally, and the foul is on Jay Rose. And that is 3 on Jay. Now, we'll see if Pat Brady decides to hide Jay on the bench for the final minute 50 of the first half, and he will. If you look at it again, the foul will come to the bottom of your screen to the left corner right there. A little bumping foul, and very quickly, Terre Haute South will bring in Kenny Perkins, a 5'9 junior. So Perkins goes in. Jay Rose goes out. They don't lose much in the height category, 5'11 down to 5'9. Perkins is a junior with a 2.8 scoring average. What they'll try to do now is get through the first half and bring Jay Rose back in the second half. They're going to need his ball handling abilities. Here is Patterson. Oh, he's been perfect tonight. 5 out of 5 from the line, couple of field goals, 9 points to his credit. South has not gone to the free throw spot yet. And that is the 11th tie of this contest at 30. With 1:45 to play in the half. Kenny Perkins appears to have some pretty good speed. Out to Taylor and back to Perkins, and a foul away from the ball. And it's on Jeff Oliphant, and I've got him for 3. And we'll see if Tom, his dad, wants to go to the bench and make the change. That is the 3rd on Jeff. L&M's junior varsity tonight, by the way, was beaten by Terre Haute South 56-47. That is the first loss in 9 games this year for the L&M JVs. Their change, number 22, Mark Swaby. 6-foot senior, as you see on your screen, averaging 2.3 points per contest. So head coach Tom Oliphant talks to his son, Jeff, on the bench just to our left. And South got a chance to grab the lead again. I don't know how many lead changes we've had in the first half of this basketball game. We've had 11 ties. Air ball. Grounds comes off of the near side. Wants some help and finally gets it in the form of Tony Patterson. L&M Ball Club, JV club, was 18-3 last year. And though they lost some pretty good basketball players, we got an 18-3 JV club. We're going to find some help coming off that bench. It's knocked out of bounds, and a foul has been called. It's on Terre Haute South. Let's see who it is. It's on 44, Charles Uzzle. When the cameras pan up, when the teams come up and down the floor across the way, that's the L&M cheering section. And they are here in force tonight. They bring a good crowd wherever they go. And behind us, a great turnout for the Terre Haute South Braves. Nice to go someplace and see this kind of a crowd. Here is Archie Elliott. And the rebound comes off the Terre Haute South. That's the first time that L&M has missed in the line. They were 8 for 8 to that juncture. 1:05 to play in the first half. Inside a minute. Tie ball game at 30. Jump ball. I mentioned nice crowds. A couple of Fridays ago, for a little busman's holiday, I went up to Lebanon to see Lebanon and Frankfurt play. I'm going to tell you something, boys. They had a great basketball game up there. And I thank the folks at Lebanon High School for the hospitality. Talked with Jim Rosie, the head coach there. And great game with Lebanon winning by 1, and saw that young man who's now number 2 on the state in scoring, Gary Good, for Frankfurt. Jeff Cooper's taken over the scoring lead. He's an addict with a 31.8 average. And if you get a chance to go to Lebanon and watch a high school game, that just typifies what this great game is about in our state of Indiana. I'm sure it happens a lot of places, but it was one of the best games I've seen in a long, long time. 43 seconds of the half. Tie ball game at 30. L&M having trouble just getting the ball to the hoop. There's a bump and a foul. And it's on Taylor. That'll be 2 on him. It's almost a jump-type defense. As soon as somebody gets the ball, boy, they got company. There's a look at the Terre Haute South bench and the head coach, Pat Brady. Graduate of Rochdale High School. He and his wife Margaret have a couple of sons, Patrick and Michael. This is Swaby at the free throw line for the first time in the game. And the rebound is taken out by Terre Haute South. Consecutive misses by the L&M Braves. And with 33 seconds to go in the half, tie ball game at 30. South would love to take a lead to the locker room. L&M set up in a, it appears to be a zone, a 2-3 zone. They've got Tony Patterson patrolling the middle, just trying to cut off the traffic when it comes down there. Here's Ussel with 15 seconds to play in the half. It's been the kind of a ball game we had hoped for tonight. Down to the final 10 seconds in the half. Ussel will throw from 20 feet. Rims comes out. Rebounded by South. They hang on to it. Here's a shot. It's good if it goes. It's over the backboard. Put up there by Kenny Burkins. So it's been a beauty of a first half of play. You couldn't want a whole lot more than what we've experienced so far in this basketball game. Our score at halftime is Terre Haute South 30 and L&M 30. Now stay tuned for Winning the Big Ones, a special segment featuring Indiana University head basketball coach Bob Knight. As you know, they're getting his first 2 points of this ball game, and we're tied for the 12th time tonight. 11 times in the first half. It's Dennis Andrews and Charles Ussel at forward. Rose and Taylor at guard, and Dowell in the middle. They've dropped it inside. Here is Andrews missing a reverse layup. And off it comes to the L&M Braves. A lob pass. Can they get to it? No, they cannot. It's out of bounds. And Tom Oliphant is not very happy with that pass coming off the fingertips of Tony Patterson. Pat Brady at the other end of the floor. Pat has spent, this is his 5th year at South. His record coming into the season at South was 83-16. Won 2 regionals, 82 and 84. And he's got his ball club back out in front again. As Rod Dowell hits his first 2 points of the contest. Where's Rod been? He's averaging 6.7. 34-32. 6:40 to play, third quarter. Patterson missing. Rebounded by Patterson along the baseline. Back out to the guard spot. Here's the steal. On the breakaway, here is Taylor. And Mark has given Terre Haute South a 4-point lead at 36-32. L&M is explosive ball club. They can make the scoreboard move almost faster than you can realize. Tapped away. Last touch by Terre Haute South. Rod Dowell got a hand on it. Their average winning margin with their 12-1 record is 31.8. Tom Oliphant is not happy. Timeout L&M. 6:16 to play, third quarter. It's up with the basketball and a chance to take a 6-point lead, which will be the biggest that either ball club has enjoyed in this contest so far. 5:55 to play, third quarter. What a great move, but nothing coming out of that layup shot that time from 34, Rod Dowell. Rebound by L&M. They go to Patterson right down the alley. Got it. Well, you can't let him get inside like that because Patterson's the kind of a guy who really jam it down your throat. That's a dozen for Tony. His average is 23-2. Top scorer on this basketball team. Heading for Purdue is Tony Patterson next year. It's a 36-34 affair. They've got it inside to Ussel. Off of the near side, here's Andrews again. And Dennis Andrews getting his first point since the first quarter. He hit 5 out of 7 from the field in the first quarter. Did not get anything in the second period of play. Now he has 12 points in the contest. Almost a walk, but here's a foul. And let's see if it's during the shot or after the shot or prior to it. The foul is going to be on Rod Dowell of Terre Haute South. Don Stump comes over in front of us here to make the call. And on Dowell, that is number 3. You look at it again. There's a lot of movement on the far side over there by Chad Grounds. Now there's the foul being called. And they will send Grounds to the free throw line. Chad, a 6'4" senior, as we come back to live action. We mentioned he was out last year with that knee injury. You see the left knee is still being taped. He is the leading, well, he and Oliphant and Padgett lead the ball club in assists with an average of 4.3 per game. 2 misses for Grounds. That's very much unlike this ball club that shoots 75% from the line. So South with a 4-point lead again at 38-34. And again, the opportunity of getting the biggest lead of the night for either team. It's been 4 points on both sides of the margin. Here is Taylor. 15-footer. Too hard. Rebound position down inside by Andrews. Great play. Well, it's the first time I have seen Dennis Andrews. And I'll tell you, this young man can play the game. He's a 6'5" senior, averaging 17-9. His high ball game was 26 against Northview over the weekend. shot, partially blocked and picked out by Terre Haute South. Now the Braves have got a chance to move to an 8-point lead. Here is Uzzle. Not a particularly good shot, followed through with a rebound. Picked up by Andrews. 10-footer, yes. It will not count. It's an offensive foul called against Terre Haute South. And I don't know if it's Uzzle or Dennis Andrews. Basket will not count. Look at it again. The foul is on Andrews. Now watch Dennis at the top of your screen. Right there he is. He will move into and run over Jeff Oliphant, and that for Andrews is personal foul number 2, and it's a second in the second half for Terre Haute South. We're back live. Terre Haute South with the lead. Rob Flynn coming out of the ball game now for the Braves, and L&M being replaced by number 10, Riley Padgett. So he and Oliphant bring the ball up the floor. Now you give the L&M players position designations because that's the way you're supposed to do it, as Patterson ripped one home from deep in the corner. But you're just as liable to see him playing any position on the court because they go all over the place, particularly Patterson and Oliphant. They may be playing guard one time up the floor and forward the next. Baseline jumper, great play. That's the first time they have really moved aggressively to the hoop in the second half as far as going to the baseline is concerned. Rose now with 10 points. In the middle they go. Ground, yes, it's going to count, and a foul is called against number 34, Rod Dowell. And that is his fourth. Look at it again. It's a good, strong move now to the hoop. Here is Grounds. Here comes the power move. He's got it. And he also drew the foul from Rod Dowell. Pat Reddy will ride apparently for a while anyway with Rod Dowell. No, he's not going to make the change now. Dowell will come out with 2 points, and they'll replace him with Ben Keller, a 6'3" junior, averaging only 2 per game. There's Rod. He goes out with 4 personal fouls and 2 points. Those 2 coming on a field goal here in this quarter. Grounds completes the 3-point play. And Chad now with 9 points in the contest. It's 42-39. A forced shot almost got the roll. Tapped up once. Andrews keeps it alive, and Uzzle brings it back out. Will they set up the offense again? Yes, they will. Back to the guard, Jay Rhodes. 3:35 to play, third period. Uzzle. Well, they got their shooting shoes on tonight. Uzzle now with 12 points. He was 5 for 8 from the floor in the first half of play. Andrews with 14, Uzzle with a dozen, and Rose with 10. They're getting scored from all over the floor. Good position on the rebound that time, and a foul reaching in on Archie Ellen. The first on Archie. It's only the 4th against L&M in the entire game, and the first in the second half. Good position that time with a rebound by the Terre Haute South Braves. L&M assistant Larry Hassler, also a graduate of Indiana State, with the exception of Jeff Oliphant. He started all the kids in junior high, so a lot of the credit for this good program belongs in Larry's hands. He was as the career high scoring mark at Lyons High School, 1,260 points. He's been with Tom the last couple of years. Tom's second year down at L&M after being at Worthington. South Braves trying to add to the lead. They got the outside shot way off the mark, and Jeff Oliphant comes out for the rebound. 5-point lead. Terre Haute South. L&M with the ball. Patterson won't get it. Good position rebound that time by Terre Haute South, number 40, Ben Keller. Young man who came in replacing Rod Dowell. Well, let's see here. South may want to fill this baby down a little bit. 2.5 minutes to play, third period. Rose to the hoop. Strawn came up with nothing. Over the back, blocked away, and a foul on Uzzle. Oh, Charles really got in the air that time, but picked up personal foul number 2, and the 4th in this half. Now here's the move, going to go down to the corner and come back outside. Here's the miss. There is the rebound by Oliphant, and there is Uzzle knocking it away, but in the process picking up the personal foul. There's Charles. Second personal foul on him. Another change for L&M. Rob Flynn coming back in and replacing Archie Ellen. Ellen out with 2 points in the first quarter field goal. Here is Jeff Oliphant. Came to the junior all-state second team last year. He averaged 22.3 points, 12.8 rebounds. He was the leading underclassmen rebounder in the state, leading underclassmen. He was number 5 in the state overall in rebounds last year. He and Patterson are both ranked in the top 25 or so this week in scoring averages in the state of Indiana. And Jeff misses the deuce. 5-point lead. It won't go to 7 on the field goal, but maybe at the free throw line as a foul is called against L&M. They are looking at Chad Grounds. Yeah, that's who it is. First on him, second against the ball club. Here's the move to the hoop. Here's Uzzle going up, and Grounds got him. And Charles goes to the free throw line. He was the leading junior varsity scorer in the state last year, was Charles Uzzle, averaging 15.8. He has been over 20 points 5 times this year. First time at the free throw stripe, he has 13 points. And the rebound comes off this time to L&M. It's a 45-39 lead for the Terre Haute South Braves. Back to the biggest margin they have enjoyed. It was 30-all at halftime. And since then, South has played exceptionally well. Inside 2 minutes. Here is Oliphant missing. Rebound out of bounds to Terre Haute South. I made mention to Arlie Andrews at halftime that the officials are letting them play into the hoop, and he said, yeah, that's good. As long as it doesn't get out of hand, they're letting them bang a few bodies in there. Rose, who has scored 10 points in this ball game, has also handled the ball a great deal at that guard spot for the Terre Haute South Braves, looking for their 8th consecutive win. They were 1-3 at one point of the season. Uzzle penetrates, dishes it off their side. Here is Andrews. He won't get it. Rebound, put back up, and it's good. That is Ben Keller. And Keller getting his first 2 points of the game. He is a 6'3 junior, and that's his scoring average. And it goes to an 8-point lead for Terre Haute South. L&M losing only 1 time all year. Outside, an air ball put up there by Padgett, and a foul on L&M under the hoop and away from the ball. Now let's see what John Adams is going to signify. It is on 42. That's Grounds. That's 2 on him. Now we're going to get a couple of subs for L&M, one of whom will be number 40, Archie Ellett, and the other is 22, Mark Swaby. Both of whom, of course, have been in this contest prior to now. Grounds will come out. Cat going out with 9 points. And I believe, well, I can't see who the other player was that took out of there. Must have been Flynn. Nope, he's still out there. It was Padgett. .54 seconds to go, third quarter. Good position on the rebound from Tony Patterson. So if you're going to take the outside shot with nobody into the hoop in the white uniform, you better hit it, because I'll tell you right now, you're not going to get many second opportunities at this L&M ball club. They lob it inside to Patterson, turns around for the shot and got it. Tony Patterson with 16 points now. He had 10 in the first half, but 6 of those came from the free throw line. 47-41. Good play defensively from Rob Flynn. L&M back on the break at 4-on-2. Now it's 4-on-3 as they finally catch up. The free throw line shot is good by Tony Patterson. Patterson now with 18. And what was an 8-point lead is now 4 with 12 seconds to play in the third quarter. And out of bounds. Oh, good thinking that time from Rose. He had no place to go and was about to get the 5-second call, if you will. And he threw it off the leg of Archie Ellett and out of bounds. So it'll belong to the Terre Haute South Braves. It inbounds Mark Taylor, who almost across the timeline to Uzzle. Uzzle with heavy traffic will take the outside shot, and it's way off the mark with 3 seconds. 2, 1. Patterson good if it goes. Hits the back of the rim. And that's 3 quarters. And L&M's got some work to do to hang on to their rating. It's 47-43. Terre Haute South leads after 3 quarters of play with the Channel 4 High School Game of the Week. Live tonight, Jerry Baker of the Hulman Civic Center in Terre Haute, Indiana. On the tartan floor of the home of the Sycamores, it's L&M down 47-43 as we begin the 4th quarter of play. Aggressive defense, but it'll be out of bounds. Patterson made a good effort to get under the hoop, come back out for the rebound, but when he caught it, had his foot on the baseline, and the official right on top of it made the call. There's the score. Terre Haute South being led in scoring by Dennis Andrews at 14, Charles Uzzle with 13, Jay Rose with 10. L&M's top scorer is Tony Patterson with 18 points, and he is the only L&M Brave in double figures. Uzzle rebounded across the way, deep in that corner by Mark Taylor. Taylor will take it. And the rebound going out of bounds, but a foul prior to that on Mark Taylor. And that's the third on him. It is the 5th against the club. And it does not set very well for the head coach of the Terre Haute South Braves, Pat Rady. We will take the foul shots, that being the 5th personal foul. Members of the IHSAA's Executive Committee will conduct the drawing for the 10th Indiana Girls State Basketball Tournament Series. It's coming Tuesday morning at 7 o'clock, so you want to watch your local stations and your newspapers and what have you, and see how your favorite club is doing as far as the pairings are concerned. The girls' tourney dates are the 29th of January, running through the finals on the 23rd of February at Market Square Arena. And they've got some good teams on the girls' side of the basketball ledger this year. Browns hitting 2. He has 11 points. He becomes the second L&M Brave to hit double figures. It's a 2-point lead now, 47-45. We're just underway in the 4th quarter when South has that lead. They're up by as many as 8 in the 3rd quarter. L&M never did get in front of the 3rd quarter of play. They have been up by as many as 4 points in the first half. L&M has changed its defense a bit. They're now chasing the basketball. Here is the hook shot movement. I believe a walking violation called on Dennis Andrews. It is. And the defense now of Tom Oliphant is pressure on the ball, and it had an impact that developed into a turnover for the L&M Braves. 6 minutes and 50 seconds to play in this basketball game. 47-45. Terre Haute South. Will they tie it? Not this time. Boy, there's a mad scramble under there. It's out of bounds to Terre Haute South. Off the foot, I believe, of either Chad Grounds or Tony Patterson. We mentioned that Jeff Cooper out of Attica had a school record 49 points in their 113-73 win over Seeger on Friday. He is #1 scorer in the state for the guys. And Sonia Carter out of Gary Wallace is averaging 28.5 for the girls. Jody Whitaker of Austin is second in that scoring race at 27.8. But here at the Hulman Center with 6.5 minutes to go, a steal. Here is Oliphant. He had help on the far side and could not get it over there to Flynn. Here is Grounds. It is up. It is good. It will count. And the foul is called on Terre Haute South. And they are indicating that it may be Mark Taylor. And you'll look at it one more time and you will check number 14. Look to the left of your screen now. Here is Taylor, number 14, coming in to play defense. He is outsized there. He is 6 feet tall, and Grounds standing 6'4". And a timeout will be called by Terre Haute South. With 6:21 to play in the game, it's now 47-47, with L&M going to the free throw line and a chance to grab the lead.
We like to see you smile. A new day is dawning. Now you're moving in, and we want to be your friend. Hooks likes to see you smile. You can depend on us to be a good neighbor, to show you we care. Hooks likes to see you smile.
That's one of the fans across the way, and boy, they got a bunch of them here tonight. It's nice to see a good, big, strong, enthusiastic crowd at a high school basketball game. And the Terre Haute South shooting section behind us here is also almost filled to capacity here at the Hulman Civic Center. Now, of course, the arena's not filled. It's a 10,000-plus seat arena. Grounds completes the three-point play, and for the first time in the second half, L&M takes the lead. It came with 6:20 to go in this fourth period at 48-47. And again, all kinds of pressure defensively on the part of L&M. Uzzle back outside to Jay Rose. Now here's the steal again. Here is Flynn in the middle, batted free and saved beautifully by Archie Ellett. Patterson again drops it inside, and a foul will be called on 32, Dennis Andrews of the Terre Haute South Braves. It's 3 on him. Tell you talk about defense turning things around. That's what's happened here. Here's the lob pass inside by Patterson. He's got it inside, down low to Oliphant, and foul is called. So it'll be Jeff Oliphant going to the free throw line for the L&M Braves. Jeff heading for IU and just made that decision in the last couple of weeks. What a good baseball player, a pitcher on that L&M baseball squad. Oliphant had missed back-to-back free throws prior to that hit. That's Jeff's first point of the second half. 7 on the night. And 8. And L&M's gone in front by 3 at 50-47. After being down by 8 late in the third quarter. Terre Haute South badly needs a hoop in a hurry here. They have been pushed to the far reaches of the playing surface. They have completely taken them out of the middle of this basketball game. Threw it away. Rose and Uzzle working the far sideline. I don't think they've been on the right side of the floor more than a couple of trips up in the last dozen or so times down the floor. And L&M's defense has got them that three-point lead you see on your screen right now. 5.5 minutes to play. Browns in the corner. Here's Patterson. Yes, sir. I told you earlier that they can really explode, and they have done so. This ball game was tied at 32. That was the last tie. Then South took over, and now they are down by 5. Ball hawking defense, double teaming the ball. Somebody's got to be free. They've got it inside to Andrews. Manages to finally find the handle and score. Well, that's the first points they have scored in a long time. Andrews with 16. He's the leading scorer for the Terre Haute South Braves, who now trail by 3. Just inside 5 minutes, fourth period. L&M averages 83.8 points per game. South at 69.2, so both are off their scoring marks. Here's Grounds. It will not count. A foul prior to the shot against Terre Haute South. The foul is on 32, Dennis Andrews. I've got him for 4. And there's the bumping foul. You saw Grounds make a good little head and body fake. So he has 4, Mark Taylor has 4, and Dennis Andrews has 4. And a timeout's called. Terre Haute South will take the timeout. And as they do, we'll have a chance to take a look at the boys' ratings this week. Marion is again South down by 3. And they are shooting 49%, so that has dropped down from 60% early in the contest. L&M now with 44%, and the rebound advantage is to L&M by 10, 28-18. And the turnovers are now evening up. At halftime, it was really one-sided. L&M had committed a great deal more than Terre Haute South. Now it's 14-11. Browns getting the free throw. We'll get another. Averaging 14.1. He has 14 right now. 15 right now. And 16. The L&M looking for 13 wins and 14 tries. 4:40 to play to hang on to that margin. Lead now, 54-49. Again, they play on that particular side of the floor, the far side. I don't know if it means anything, but that's where most of the play has been as far as Terre Haute South is concerned here in the second half. Looking at 44, Jeff Oliphant. He's been a factor, though he has not scored a field goal in the second half. Birkin's number 10 is in. Here's the outside shot that's too high by Jay Rose, and the rebound out of there by Oliphant. Off to Patterson. Patterson takes it about 10 feet away and got it. Well, I'll tell you something. That's the second time I've seen Patterson play, and this young man can flat do it. We're going to like him in West Lafayette. It's 56-49. That's the biggest lead that L&M has had, and South now has gone completely cold. And with 3:55 to play, it is L&M's basketball game as Grounds goes inside, and he got hammered by Uzzle. South players help him off the ground. Grounds gets up, a little smile on his face. I mean, he really got smacked there. Watch Uzzle, 44, come out of nowhere and go for the vicious personal foul. Boom. Got a lot of ball, but he got a lot of body, too. Back live, third personal foul on Charles. L&M rated number 2 in the preseason poll by AP. UPI had a number 1. Their freshman team, by the way, is through this year, and they finished up 13-0. So with the loss, perhaps, of Patterson and Oliphant, maybe they got some more guys coming up through the ranks that will help them out. Their JV team is 8-1. Browns has now hit 8 consecutive free throws after missing 2, after hitting 2. And he has 10 points in this period, 8 of which have come from the free throw line. He has 19 on the night. And L&M has just completely taken over this basketball game. And defense has done it. Well, they have really put pressure on it. Here is Uzzle. Good move. Charles with 15. Averaging 16.5 per. Terre Haute South had an 8-point lead in the third quarter. And now they are down by 7. L&M did not get the lead until there were 6 minutes and 20 seconds to play in this ball game. That was the first time they had the lead in the second half. Here's a foul called against L&M. It'll be on Tony Patterson. And as aggressively as Patterson has played and as long as he has played, that is the first personal foul on him. Watch Patterson, number 34, pick up the personal foul. They lob it inside to him. That's actually going into Oliphant. Now here's the miss, and here comes the rebound. Boom, right there. The body contact on Tony Patterson. Patterson now with 22 points. His average is 23-2. Oliphant has not met his scoring norm tonight, which is 22-8. He has 8 points in this game. 3 minutes, 5 seconds to play. Uzzle dishes it off, and here's the block and a foul. And it is on 34, Tony Patterson, 2 on him. Patterson picking up the second personal foul. They got it down to the corner to Andrews. First time they really got it, not to Andrews, but to Dowell. First time they really got it down there to anybody that could go to work inside. And Dowell will go to the free throw line. Rod is thinking about going to college and majoring in architecture. On an information sheet that the folks here in the school newspaper helped fill out on the players. And one of the questions was, who's your favorite pro athlete? And Larry Bird just happened to pop up on his sheet. Larry of 79, Indiana State University grad. (58-52), 3 minutes to play in the game. L&M with the lead. L&M Braves have the basketball. Terre Haute South Braves are down, and they're playing aggressive defense, trying to keep the ball out of the middle and away from Tony Patterson. Here's Oliphant. He got it inside, almost a foul. Now their basket will not count. There was a lane violation called against L&M. The traffic has been heavy in the middle in the paint area tonight, and the officials have really had to work hard to keep an eye on all the things. There's the coaching staff, the L&M Braves. Oliphant looking for career win number 100 tonight. Again, the Braves of Terre Haute South come up dry, and a foul on Rose. That's his fourth. Looks like a little frustration on the part of the Terre Haute South Braves now. When Rose gets inside, he gets a fairly decent shot. When it doesn't go in, he goes aggressively to the ball and picks up the personal foul. We'll walk to the other end, and Jeff Oliphant will take the foul shot. By the way, some folks, Jim Jones out of Princeton and Ed Siegel of my buddy Ed of Pike, Dallas Hunter and Lapel all celebrated their 300 coaching victories in recent weeks. Congratulations to them. That note from Bob Williams, who's the sports information director of the Indiana State High School Athletic Association. Bob's in attendance tonight, as a matter of fact. I had to ask him to take his hat off. Some of the folks behind, as big as he is, couldn't see over him, so he kindly and courteously did. Oliphant with 9. So L&M's done a heck of a job at the free throw line in this fourth quarter. They are 11 for 11. They have only 3 field goals here, and yet they've managed to kick that lead up to 8 points with 2.5 minutes to play. South can't afford much standing around. They got to go to the hoop. Here's Rose, and here is Perkins, and here is L&M. They kick the ball out in a hurry. It's a 3-on-1. Perkins is the only guy back, and a walking violation called on L&M. The Braves will be at Owen Valley Saturday's basketball game. South is just not getting inside. L&M is really sealed off the middle. Here's Uzzle from about 18 feet away. Rebounded by L&M. 60-52. L&M looking to go 13-1. This had to be one of their tougher tests of the year, with the exception of that loss to South Bend. As I mentioned, they have been winning by an average of almost 32 points per game. All by himself is Oliphant. L&M plays a number of its games, home games, away from home to accommodate the huge crowds that they are getting. They play at North Davies and Central and places like that. Walking violation called against Dennis Andrews. 1:22 to play. Tom Oliphant directly in front of us, directing traffic. I don't know if they've got a delay game or not, but we're liable to see him become a little less aggressive to the hoop. They've got themselves a 10-point lead. Well, they just exploded, and they did it defensively, and they really turned the game around. Braves lost only 2 starters. They have 8 seniors on their 12-man roster. They only lost them in Hall of Fame Classic, stopping their 24-game regular season win streak. And again, South having trouble getting the ball inside. Oslo missing, and the rebound comes down into the hands of Chad Grounds. And with 58 seconds to go, you can just about put this one in the win column for the L&M Braves. I imagine their fans had a few anxious moments tonight. Patterson with 24. 45 seconds to play, and on their feet collectively, the L&M fans who come in force. They bring their yellow shakers and their yellow outfits, and they have a big time. Oslo with 17. South is going to have its 7-game winning streak snapped. The boy had 3 good quarters of basketball tonight. Unfortunately, as Pat Rady will, I'm sure, verify, that doesn't win you a whole lot of basketball games. Out of bounds to L&M. We'll be coming back to you a week from Saturday. Yeah, it's a Saturday night game. We got the Manual Redskins. Ted Belzer's ball club is unbeaten. They're in the semifinals of the Indianapolis City tournament tomorrow night. And they're going to play Crispus Attucks on a Saturday night. Hope you can make it. Come out to the game or join us here on Channel 4. City and county basketball tournament going on in Indianapolis. They'll play tomorrow night in the finals at Tech in the city on Saturday. Southport in the county on Saturday. 10 seconds to go. And it's going to be an L&M victory and a double-dribble call against Terre Haute South. Halftime score was 30-all. South went ahead by 8 in the third quarter. They trailed by 10 in the fourth period, and that's where it stands right now with 9 seconds left in the game. L&M has done a good job shutting off Dennis Andrews. He had 10 points in the first quarter and has scored only 6 since that point in time. Here's Grounds. And rebound with 2 seconds to go by Grounds, and it's good, and that's the ball game. So Chad Grounds finishes up with 20 points in this basketball game tonight. And the final score is going to be, as so often happens in a ball game, totally misleading. It was 65-54 the final, and it was a whole lot closer than that, at least through 3/4 of this game. We'll come back, take a look at the individual scoring. Again, as you look at Tom Oliphant and his assistants, and some handshaking going on in the fourth, the Hulman Civic Center. Pat Rady leaves the floor, watching his ball club lose for the 4th time in a dozen games. Final again, 65-54. We're back in a minute.